The repellent power of vetiver is incredibly broad. When you plant it outside, it's effective against ants, ticks, and those pesky mosquitoes. It also repels cockroaches and flies. It even works against pests that try to get inside, like cloth moths and bed bugs, and it can handle threats hiding underground, like the root knot nematodes that just love to destroy plant roots. That is a huge spectrum of protection from just one single plant.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, the magic is actually in its roots. They produce this really complex essential oil. I'm talking a chemical cocktail of over 300 different compounds. And it's that very complexity that makes it so powerful. It's nearly impossible for any single pest to build up a resistance to it. It's basically a powerful, natural keep-out sign for all kinds of insects, even though to us it actually smells pretty pleasant.
Now, vetiver's power against one particular pest is so effective, it really deserves its own section. Let's talk about termites.
This study with cacao seedlings is a perfect real-world example. You see, termites are a massive threat to young plants. But by planting vetiver nearby, farmers were able to create a natural biocontrol system, protecting their valuable crops without having to rely on any harsh chemical pesticides. It's brilliant. And the science on this is crystal clear. Researchers have actually identified a specific compound in the vetiver roots called nucatone. And as this 2001 study points out, nucatone isn't just a repellent. It's also toxic to termites. So vetiver doesn't just politely ask them to leave. It makes sure they get the message loud and clear.
But get this, vetiver doesn't just push pests away. In this really clever strategy known as push-pull, it can actually lure certain pests in right to their doom.
So this is the push-pull strategy, and it is absolutely genius. You have this devastating crop pest called the stem borer. The adult moths are actually more attracted to vetiver than to crops like maize or rice, so they fly over and lay their eggs there instead. But here's the twist. When the larvae hatch and start to eat the vetiver, a chemical in the plant literally destroys their digestive system. The infestation is stopped dead in its tracks before it can even begin.
So it's pretty clear vetiver isn't just some passive shield standing guard. It's an active player in the ecosystem, and it shapes its environment in some pretty surprising ways.
Let's just step back and look at the bigger picture. In the repels column, you see that long list of pests we talked about. But look over at the attracts column. It lures in those stem borer moths to trap them, and it also provides a habitat for beneficial wasps. Of course, you know, no system is perfect. The dense hedges can also attract rats and naturally the snakes that prey on them, which just goes to show it's a truly dynamic player in the local ecosystem.
So, after all of this, what's the really big takeaway here? What's the bottom line on the power of vetiver grass? The crucial thing to remember is that vetiver offers a defense system on multiple levels. It's a physical barrier with its dense, stiff hedges. It's a chemical shield with those powerful oils in its roots. And, as we just saw, for some pests, it's even a clever trap. That combination makes it an incredibly powerful, sustainable alternative to chemical pesticides, straight from nature's own toolkit.